Moon is the low-budget but high-praised new film, in fact debut film, from Duncan Jones, the son of David Bowie. Is this a return to thoughtful sci-fi?
It is certainly a thoughtful sci-fi. It's $5 million, which for a sci-fi is peanuts. It tells the tale basically of this guy called Sam, who's played by Sam Rockwell, alone on the 3-year stretch mining on the moon.
Lunar Industries remains the #1 provider of clean energy worldwide due to the hard work of people like you.
It asks all these questions about isolation and what we kind of do when we're by ourselves in a distant satellite rock.
Good morning, Sam. Do you want me to cut your hair there?
But it's really involving, and then as the trailer shows, there is another one who looks like Sam, but we're not going to say sort of any more than that because that's just in the trailer.
Who is he? You tell me who that is!
Perhaps you're imagining things.
I loved it, absolutely loved it. I thought it was beautiful. I mean, very much thoughtful sci-fi, so not at all reliant on explosions and big set pieces and lots of money. It's sort of very much a character piece.
What it's done is it's taken all those elements of sci-fi that we talked about and it's stripped down to pretty much as bare as you can possibly go.
It's almost theatrical in a sense. It's basically one man in a room. It's just that room happens to be on the moon.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, some people have kind of criticised it, saying that, you know, 2001 Solaris, that it steals bits from other films, but for me that's not really a problem. To me, I prefer this kind of science fiction where it's more kind of the inward journey than the outward journey.
It's very snide to criticise it for nicking from different things, because not only clearly does everything nick from everything else, Duncan Jones himself told us that I took that bit from that, I took that bit from that, from the other film. He's completely open about it.
Well, we went back to what they used to do in the films that we loved. I mean, you know, the film is obviously paying homage to films like Silent Running and Outland and Alien and all these great classics.
You need to let me go outside and fix this problem, Gertie.
I can't let you go outside, Sam.
No, it's a British production, isn't it, primarily?
Yeah. And what's really nice about it is it's a debut British film and a British production that isn't a gangster film or a horror.
But one of the reasons why there aren't more British sci-fi films these days is as soon as Hollywood mastered effects, they kind of took it to a level that the Brits couldn't compete on. So do you think with the films like Moon and the popularity of Doctor Who, etc., do you think we're going to see some sort of British sci-fi renaissance?
The moment you get over $5 million, I mean, most British films, you know, are made for 100,000, 2 million. The moment you get to a certain standard, you're going to have to go to Hollywood. So it's a real shame that our talent is always kind of plucked and has to go there to make these bigger films.
I'm not sure it always does. I mean, and I think some effects, you're right, but I was thinking of this film I saw quite recently, Heartless, which I know is a horror but has a lot of science fiction elements, and you know, that wasn't made for a great deal of money, and one of the things that stood out is there were kind of monsters in it, but they were really brilliantly done.
Well, maybe the sci-fi thing's a bit of a red herring. Maybe it's not the fact that Moon is a cheap sci-fi film, it's that Moon is an ideas-driven movie, and perhaps proves the point that if you've got a strong enough idea for your content, it really doesn't matter about the SFX so much.
Yeah.
But I think credit's got to go to people like Danny Boyle and DNA Films. They did Sunshine, which is a British sci-fi, which I've got a lot of time for.
It is a great idea, but you have to admit the ending is ridiculous. It's a good film. It's a deeply flawed film. Great film, stupid ending.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like the whole. Okay, I say it's a good premise, but they are putting out the sun. Oh, sorry, the sun has gone out there.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that. I can suspend my disbelief, and then, but I don't want to say. But then the ending is like, oh, for goodness sake.
So when the goes. That's the bit you don't like.
With the guy that.
With the guy.
Yeah. Because it becomes a ridiculous monster movie, and that's not what that film is. Again, I do like the film. It's a great film. Lots of ideas.
Yeah. All right. Well, whilst we're on the sci-fi tip, then let's end with everyone's favourite sci-fi.
Well, mine's a nice cheapie. The Matrix, which is 10 years old and thoughtful sci-fi.
I'm going to go with Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but the 1978 version with Donald Sutherland.
I'm going to go for John Carpenter's The Thing, which is also a horror movie, but very much sci-fi as well, so that's my choice.
All right, and I'll stick to the classics and pick 2001.